Hi beauties, how are you doing? I am doing pretty good. I'm just trying to get these 3 vlogs done. But this one is going to be the really hard one because this is the one that I assume my haters are going to just love. So this vlog is something I don't think a lot of people do when they tell their story. I don't think they tell you what they did wrong, and I don't think you try to tell their spouse's side. Sorry the lighting is different. Hope that's not too annoying. It's getting a little darker and everything. So anyway, and plus I don't have the big light on. But I want to tell this part. As much as it hurts, I want to tell this part. So my first mistake was I had a list in my head of, or maybe not even a list, but I had a criteria that I thought my dream guy needed to live up to. For the lack of inspiration for this, I will take what my husband used to tell me. I had a script and I wanted him to play by it. And when he didn't, I got very, very emotional, very distressed, and probably bitchy would be a good word. He would tell me, what did you want me to say, because I need to be on your script. He would tell me that all the time. And I would be like, it's not a script. I don't want you to follow a script. But looking back, maybe I did. Maybe I wanted him to be my perfect guy. I wanted him to be my TV romance. I don't know. He set such high expectations when we were dating. Oh my God. He was so perfect. It was really hard after we moved in together and him not being as perfect as he was when we dated. That was really hard to accept. But up until the day I found out he cheated on me, the only mistakes I can honestly say that I made was just having such high expectations for our relationship. Is one. 2, I told my friends way too much. I talked about my problems, my relationship. I was just way too open with too many people. And that really caused a rift between me and my husband. Another thing is I did not put him first. As much as I want to sit here and say I put my husband first, I didn't. I valued my friends way more than I valued my relationship. He would not want to do something and I'd be like, but everybody else is doing it. We have to do it. He wanted to be more private, stay at home more. And I wanted to get out and do more and be with my friends. So those 3 things up until the point of him cheating were honestly the only things I can put together that I was wrong. I loved him so deeply and so passionately. I did everything he wanted me to do. I don't know. I've racked my brain. I mean, okay, so I can throw in there I didn't cook enough, but he hated everything that I cooked. Almost always. He really just, we didn't have the same taste buds. And I hated to cook after a while. I hated to just be a failure at it over and over again. And I just kind of gave up and just was like, we'll eat out, or you cook, you know, because it's just like, I didn't want to fail constantly. So those 4 things up until the day that he cheated on me was what I did wrong. So, I'm sure he could come up with a lot of more things that I did wrong. I'm sure. I'm not doubting that. But with the fights that we've had and the things that he's told me, those are the only things that he's even ever mentioned. And I don't even think he mentioned me putting my friends first. I feel like that was just more something I know was a problem. Now, this is the part that's really hard for me to admit to. And it's really gonna not put me in the best light. But as I've always said, I am so honest about things. And if I can't say it directly, I just don't say it. And I have nothing to hide now. Like, I have nothing to hide. So, after I found out he cheated on me, I texted the one person that could tell me if it was really my body was disgusting, and that was why. Because obviously we had been having intimacy problems, and I had blamed it all on the fact that I had changed my body so much in losing weight and with the surgery that he did not want me to have. So I called up the guy that I lost my virginity to, and we started talking again. And it was just in the aspect of, why does he hate me so much? Why is my body so disgusting? Do you think my body's so disgusting? And I showed him pictures of my body. And he kind of sort of saved me in the aspect of my self-love. He told me that my body was very different than when he was with me and the last time he had seen me, and that while he wished my belly was still there as well, that he could never see me as anything but beautiful. And for him, a guy that was so wrapped up in being big with a bigger woman, to say that to me, it kind of like knocked me back to my senses of, okay, if this guy can say this to you and he's got nothing to gain from it, then I don't think you're as bad as you think you are. And I started looking at myself differently after that. I started trying to see myself the way I actually was, and not the way I had been seeing myself. Or at that time, 4 years. At that time, we were in the 4th year of my marriage. And that's when I started my Instagram. I opened it, I was hoping to find friends, and then also I wanted to be involved in the, the fat community, and I found body positivity through Instagram, which I didn't even realize was such a movement until I did get into it. So, after we were living in Queens with my husband's parents for a while, he got violent with me, and I got mad. I got really mad. I'm gonna get even. And I knew the one way to get even was to start talking to men, various men of size, shape, and color. It didn't matter to me, honestly, and I just wanted attention. I was craving attention, and I am so not proud of the way I was between the year that we lived in Queens to the first year that we moved to Long Island. That was like a year period between there. I was disgusting. I was just talking to any and everyone, and it was not who I wanted to be and not who I will ever be again. I met some really good people during that time as well. I will say that. I met people that changed my life. I met people that would be my friend forever. I met people that I know now that I would never want in my life and never want to be friends with those type of people again. And this is not just male. Like, the flirty stuff was male, but friendship wise, I was trying to be friends with some people that, like, I ended up getting hurt trying to be friends with them. So it was just like, I was just an emotional mess, and I was trying to get attention from everyone and anyone, and it just turned into a big pile of shit in my life. And I come clean and I confessed it all to my husband because I felt dirty and I didn't want to feel dirty anymore. And he, I don't know, I maybe because he had cheated on me, it didn't affect him too badly. It was more like, okay, so you did this, now we're even kind of situation, is the way I felt. I mean, I know it hurt him, but I kind of also feel like he felt like, oh, now we're even. So he felt like then from there on, we could go on a flat field. And honestly, I did too. I took a moment. I stopped texting. I stopped talking. I stopped sharing. I devoted myself to me and my husband. And then the whole miscarriage thing happened, and then what he said to me happened, and then I started talking to people. But this time I was very careful of who I talked to. I only talked to people that I actually found interesting and I thought that could be my friend. I wasn't looking for a relationship necessarily. I was looking for friendship. So, and that's what I did. I found tons of girlfriends. Like, it's been such a great time for me coming into myself, and I just met so many wonderful people that have been experiencing the same things that I have been experiencing in different ways, but the same thing, and it's been really great. And yes, I have met guys that are my friends. I have at least 4 guys that I would say was my ride or die, that are the people that I generally go to when I need to just gripe about something, when I need to feel validated about something, when I want true opinions about something. And within the last year, did I talk to people romantically? So two things happened. I went to Louisiana, not this past summer, but the summer before, and I went in the intentions that I was going to cheat on my husband. This, out of everything, is probably the hardest for me to admit to. I had met someone online that was older, and he offered me something that not a lot of people you meet will offer. He offered me a friendship without no expectations. That was what I wanted. I wanted somebody that didn't expect anything from me. Wanted something from me, yes, but didn't expect it. I could be totally honest with, and they could be totally honest with me. Like, he was just as messed up as I was. We fought. I mean, everything. Like, but I went to Louisiana in the idea that if the opportunity arose, that I would be with this guy just for a hookup. Because at that point, I could not get past the fact that my husband had cheated on me. It's all I could think about. I literally stopped going to the store that she was a buyer for. I hate her. Like, she is the scum of the earth in my eyes. She was a well-educated, well-incomed woman. And she was trying to sleep with my husband. And as a big woman, shame on you. Shame on you. And I have to say, if I ever went to Texas and just happened across her, I would have to probably say that she better hope that I didn't realize who she was. So yes, I went to Louisiana. I wanted to cheat on my husband just one time. It was a non-committal thing, like friends with benefits. I wanted to, yet I could not make myself do it. Every opportunity was there, but I literally could not do it. And it didn't help that one of my best guy friends, who at that time was in a committed relationship, so it was nothing about him or me, it was just the fact that he was my really, really good friend, was telling me that I was a shit person, and that if I did this, he would have no respect for me. And I honestly valued his opinion so much that I really do think that that is the thing that kept me from cheating. Because yes, I felt bad and I didn't want to do it, but it was that extra little push from my friend, and he knows who he is, which he will not watch this, but his girlfriend, mine, she knows who she is, and I love her. Oh God, I love her. But anyway, so anyway, yes, I owe this friend so much, my life, in fact, because days, like a couple of days after I did not take the opportunity to sleep around on my husband, I started having a miscarriage. And I know me. If I would have cheated on my husband and I would have had the miscarriage, I would have never forgiven myself, and I would have probably killed myself, because I wouldn't have been able to live with the pain. So my husband, actually, after a week of me bleeding, to the point that I was very, very sick, he got me to bring me home to my doctors. And I told him. I thought to myself, I lost our baby. Here it is again. We were going to have a baby. And I need him to know what I almost did. I need him to know that I didn't do it because I love him still. Well, at that same time, I had met a guy online who was so respectful to me and so kind to me and so good to me, just so polite. We started talking and we flirted, I will admit. And that guy is Jeremy. But we had so much in common. We become really good friends really fast. And Jeremy was going through a divorce, and I was going through the miscarriage, the trauma to what I almost did, which I told him almost instantly that what I had done, how bad I felt about it. Things were not getting better between my husband after we got home after the miscarriage. Things just, I told in the last story, it just kept getting worse. And my part of that was I'd stopped cooking altogether. When I come back from the miscarriage, I had no will to cook. I had no will to do anything. I did clean our house. I did keep our house clean. I did cook like maybe twice a week, but I had no desire to do anything. I give up. I started doing Instagram even more. I started YouTube. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Couldn't think there for a second. So I started, with the YouTube. I started dressing the way I wanted to dress. I started going out during the day. I started, just making plans and doing my plans without the reference of whether my husband would let me do it or not. And I found me in that last year with him. The more he hated something, I would dig my brain into it and be like, am I doing this because he hates it? Or am I doing this because I really believe that this is what I love and this is what I like? And he would tell me, you're not body positive, you're not this, you're not that. But I kept looking in the mirror and I'm like, you are not what he says you are. You are not a nobody. And I just kept on and kept on and kept on. And then I finally started believing it. And everything I posted was always true. It was just not saying everything. And that's what I want mostly to just put out there. Like, you can have so many emotions going on. And yes, I was living this crazy, stupid life with my husband. But I was also that body positive, looking to be more than what I was in a better way person as well. And so yes, over the last year of being married to my husband, I started caring for Jeremy, who was there for me every night that I was alone, that I was scared or lonely. Jeremy was there. If it had just been that I was lonely in my marriage, I would say that I would be the wrongest person in the world. But I wasn't just lonely. I was mentally shaken daily. I was always at war. And Jeremy was a safe place for me. He loved me, and I loved him. I fell in love with him without ever meeting him, which he wanted to meet me after his divorce was final. He wanted to come and see me, and I said, no, I can't see you or meet you while I'm married. And he offered me before I left multiple times places to stay. And I just never could do it. I always was holding out hope for my marriage to work. But it didn't. And it failed more and more every day until it was over. And I left with Jeremy. I called him, he come, and I left. I would like to say that I had been an angel and everything, but I wasn't. I did very bad things. I can see now where I wish I had done things differently. But I didn't. And I am where I am. And I am ready to move forward. And I'm ready to stop hurting. Stop blaming. And I'm ready to trust again and love and put every effort into moving forward. I get asked daily about my divorce. I get asked daily about Jeremy. And then I started getting attacked by supposed secrets that supposed people know. And it's just funny to me because when I said that there's nothing that I won't tell that I've done, I meant it. And if I could tell my ex-husband one thing and him really hear it and understand it, is that I loved him so much. I thought he was the best looking man on earth. I thought he was the smartest, most brilliant person. I wanted to be his wife. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of what we accomplished. I'm proud of what he accomplished. And in ways I will never stop loving who he was when he was his true self. If I could tell his family anything, it would be that I know that I wasn't what you wanted for your family, but you were kind to me. And this is like to his mother and father. You were kind to me. You were good to me. And I loved you. I still love you. I know you hate me and you don't understand why I left. that you were my family and I loved you. And to my nieces and nephews, I would tell them that every minute I spent with you, every moment I think about you, you were the joy, happiness, and what I held on to. And your Aunt Evie loves and misses you all so much. That's what I would tell them. And I would tell them all that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it didn't work out. I'm sorry I was not enough for their son, uncle, brother. But I wasn't. I will never be enough for him. And that doesn't mean that I'm not enough as a person. It just means that I was not enough for him. That's okay. That's okay. It's sad. It's sad that it's over. It's sad that it was sad that we were both so wrapped up in being right, so wrapped up in making sure the other one was hurting as much as we were. So wrapped up on everything but each other. But I think we both learned so much, and we will both be better. We will both be better people from knowing each other and loving each other and living through our life and surviving each other. We're best. We're definitely better for just surviving each other. So, some people are going to be like, why did you want to do this? And my answer is, I needed closure. And I needed all those haters out there to know that they don't have anything on me. Because me and my ex are okay. And me and Jeremy are okay. And more importantly than any of that, I'm going to be okay. For the first time in a long time, I know that I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to make it. And I'm going to have a future. No matter what it is. For the first time in a long time, I know that I'm going to be okay. And I don't have any expectations or no script or no list. I just know that each day I'm going to live that day and move constantly forward. So I hope that you stay with me on my journey, and I hope that anyone out there in any form of domestic abuse knows that not every situation is safe to stay in because of other situations that you want to keep. I want you to know that it's not right to be hit, to be yelled at, to be called names. You do not have to live like that. You shouldn't have to live like that. I want those out there to know that abuse isn't the only kind of abuse there is in a relationship. Negligence, neglect, that is abuse. I want you to know that you matter so much, that you are important and smart and beautiful, and you deserve the best in life. There's so many ways to get out if you need to. And if you ever need anybody to talk to, I am here. DM me, message me, email me. My heart goes out to all those women out there that live daily with so much pain. You are not alone. I was very lucky. What I went through was mostly mental. But I'm telling you, you shouldn't have to feel one day that you aren't worth being loved. So, as always, be your own beautiful and just keep going.